listening and watching KSST Radio as we bring you Wildcats basketball. Right now, we're in the midst of Teacher Appreciation Night as each member of the Wildcat basketball team selected a favorite teacher of theirs and want to show appreciation for them. So we'll listen in. That was the Teacher Appreciation Night ceremony here at the Sulphur Springs High School main gym. You're listening and watching KSST Radio as we bring you Wildcats basketball. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. KSST Radio is the official Wildcat and Lady Cat station, and boy, are we excited to bring you another game for the men's basketball team. It's been a little while since we've done a game, but all too happy to be back with them as they host the Pleasant Grove Hawks. Welcome here to the main gym as you're listening to Wildcats basketball. If you can't listen in or would prefer to watch it, you can always do so on our YouTube channel. You can find it easily at KSST Radio. But thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Sports Director Ross Lebinsky as we bring you the men's basketball team hosting Pleasant Grove in their second to last regular season game. Sorry, I should say their third to last, now that I know that they play Bullard on Monday, and what I assume is something of a warm-up game for the men's basketball team. That'll be a fun one on Monday. Unfortunately, I won't be there as I'll be covering Lady Cats basketball as they begin the playoff push Monday versus Van in Grand Saline. No live stream on that one. No video, just radio. So you are more than welcome to listen in to Lady Cats basketball as they take on 16 4A champ Van again in Grand Saline at 6 p.m. Monday. But tonight, Friday, February 10th, Wildcats basketball hosts Pleasant Grove in what should be a very fun matchup. Wildcats already won big in Pleasant Grove earlier this year and look to complete a sweep, which would be, I believe, yes, their fourth sweep here on the season if they win here tonight. Pleasant Grove is tied for third in the district. They are tied with LE at 4-4. Sulphur Springs looking to keep their unbeaten season alive. They are 8-0 in district play They host Pleasant Grove here tonight, Friday night, and Tuesday host their senior night as Pittsburgh comes to town. Should be a fun one as Coach Brandon Shaver and his team hope to pull another big win over Pleasant Grove. Let's talk about the last time these two teams met. It was not even a whole month ago, in fact. January 24th. And that was obviously in Texarkana at Pleasant Grove. But Wildcats basketball team had a pretty even scoring night. They had 3 players finishing double figures. Of course, you know them well. Parker Wisenhunt, Cordrick Turner, and Malachi Miles. 3 more Wildcats scored in that win. DJ Wilkerson, Branson Lynn, and Cole Theo, all with single-digit point total. But they're going to need another one of those nights that they hope to win here tonight. And even scoring has been kind of the recipe for success for Sulphur Springs, especially under the Coach Shaver's tenure. Now here in his second year, they've distributed the ball very evenly, gotten a lot of good scoring nights from a lot of different players. And they'll need to rely on that formula to win here tonight versus the Hawks. A whole lot of sports being played here in Sulphur Springs as we are now just about, well, maybe not yet to mid-February, but starting to make our way into it. Not only, of course, do you have both basketball teams either wrapping up their seasons or starting the playoffs. Women's team again in the bi-district round Monday. Wildcats basketball does not start until at least Tuesday after next. So a little bit more time for them. But also going on here, both soccer teams are now locked in for district play. Powerlifting, both powerlifting teams well into their seasons. Tennis already had a couple of tournaments in their belt. They play in their 3rd here today in Corsicana. And I'll be talking with Coach Martinez next Wednesday, I believe, yes. And I'll be talking with him about how that went. So that'll be a fun one. And what else? I mentioned tennis, powerlifting, both soccer, both basketball. Oh yeah, women's golf. The golf teams. They are also starting up their seasons. The women's golf team was originally supposed to open up last Friday in Rockwall. But of course, with persistent conditions due to the ice and snow last week, that had to ultimately be canceled. So now they next are in action on Monday. And softball and baseball both start their seasons next week as well. So I'm a busy little bee here these next couple of weeks. And plenty of sports, plenty of goodies. So I'll be talking more about each team as the night goes on. But for now, I'm going to take a quick breather, and we'll be back here in just a moment with plenty more info to come here on the matchup between Sulphur Springs and Pleasant Grove in the second to last regular season game. We'll be right back. Yeah, perfect. No, it's not just perfect. It's excellent. Welcome back here to the main gym of Sulphur Springs High School, where KSST Radio is proud to bring you Wildcats basketball in their second to last home game of the season. Sorry, I have to correct myself again. It is the third to last home game of the regular season. Sulphur Springs host Pleasant Grove here tonight in their second to last district game, with their last coming Tuesday against Pittsburgh on senior night. But Monday, as I just learned earlier, Wildcats basketball hosts Bullard. That's also 6 p.m., just like the Lady Cats basketball tip-off and the bi-district playoff game where they travel to Grand Saline to take on the Van Lady Vandals. That'll That'll be a fun one. Van went 11-1 over the course of their district season. Very, very impressive. And the Lady Cats somehow, some way ended up as 6-4, but somehow, some way ended up as the number 14 from the district. They went into their final game tied with LE for third at a 6-3, but Sulphur Springs lost, as we know, on senior night versus former coach Brittany Tisdale. And then on top of that, what the Lady Cats really needed was a different result, preferably a worse result than Sulphur Springs, but they lost to but Sulphur Springs lost to North Lamar, as I just said, and then LE did lose to Paris. So LE and Sulphur Springs ended up tied for third at 6-4, but with Paris winning over Liberty ILO, they also became 6-4. So we had a three-way tie for second. Again, all teams at 6-4. And this is the part I cannot explain. Tiebreaker, somehow, someway, the Lady Cats ended up in fourth among the three teams, and so now they have to play number one Van from 16-4A, again, who went 11-1. So that's kind of a tough break for Sulphur Springs with the tiebreakers going against them. But one thing's for sure, now that they're back in the playoffs for the first time since former head coach Brittany Tisdale was here 2 seasons ago, they're going to be excited, and hopefully those nerves don't get to them like they did a little bit in that North Lamar loss. They played really well to start out, but I think just the excitement just got to them. They really struggled kind of shooting the ball all night long. Shots just wouldn't fall for them, and then eventually when shots did start falling for North Lamar, it really hurt the Lady Cats. So a tough loss. They played a good game, played their hearts out on Tuesday, but just ended up on the wrong side of a come-from-behind loss. But again, in the opening round playoffs next Monday, I'll be there covering Lady Cats basketball. But here tonight, Sulphur Springs looks to be one step closer to a 9-0 district season. They are 8-0 entering tonight, and they host 4-4 Pleasant Grove. The Hawks, 12-17 overall, and 4-4 in district play. They are tied for third with LE. Paris in second. The Hawks, in the month of February, won at North Lamar pretty convincingly, 68-56, before falling at home to Paris, 62-56. And then they did win versus Pitt, but albeit closer than they wanted it to be, 75-70, especially when you consider that Pitt is winless entering tonight 0-8. So they are going to need some better defensive efforts here tonight, but a tough call for them as they have to travel to Sulphur Springs, where they play tonight, versus the undefeated Wildcats. Again, 8-0. I'm going to take one last quick break before we get the national anthem and both teams' starting lineups coming right up. Don't go anywhere. Wildcats basketball is coming up. Just one. Welcome back, and just in time, James Terry. Time for the national anthem.
Whose
Those are both teams' starting fives, and we are just about set, or at least we're getting real close to watching the Wildcats basketball team tip off in their third to last regular season game. They host here tonight versus Pleasant Grove, Monday versus Bullard, and Tuesday on senior night versus Pittsburgh. Pretty good team coming to town here on Friday night in the Pleasant Grove Hawks, who are 4-4, tied for third with Liberty Ilo. Speaking of the Leopards, they host Liberty Ilo on Tuesday in their senior night. So that's a tough senior night matchup, something the Lady Cats learned something about just this past Tuesday when North Lamar came to town for their senior night, falling 49-35. So it was definitely closer than when the two teams played in Paris at North Lamar, but Lady Cats still falling and sliding down to fourth. And first bucket here scored on the night is by Pleasant Grove. Miles driving inside, tries to find his man Turner, but it was bounced off the chest of Ben Bricker. Wildcat ball. Wisenhunt inbounds it to Lynn here on the right side. Miles near the top of the key gets it to Wisenhunt, who didn't quite have enough time. Tried to thread the needle into Turner, but instead it's a turnover, and just as quickly on the other end, the Hawks turned it over themselves. Cole down low, and just as quickly the cross-court pass goes against him. Wisenhunt, the intended target. It's a turnover for the Wildcats. Pleasant Grove on the other end, trying to increase their lead, already leading 2-0. Torion Phillips running the point for Pleasant Grove. Cole almost steals it away from his man, but instead Peachy keeps it, and in and out. And it goes literally in and out of the net before the Wildcats can get it back. Wisenhunt all alone on the left side, and swish. Wisenhunt from downtown gives the Wildcats their first lead here of the night, and a lead by one, 3-2. On the other end, Pleasant Grove puts it up, but no good from downtown. However, it was last touched by a Wildcat. Pleasant Grove will keep it, and it looks like we got a foul called on the court. Yes, a foul indeed, and it's called against Branson Lynn. It's the first foul for either team here tonight, and it's committed by the Wildcats. Lynn picks up his first. The Hawks seeing if they can't reclaim the lead. Here's it is from downtown. Shot's no good, but it's rebounded by the Hawks and Bricker. 3-2, they trail, and nice shot there. Drew Glover with the jumper on the left side. And heading back on the other way is Lynn. However, he is fouled crossing midcourt. He is fouled by Keaston King, the sophomore. Lynn did put up a good three, but no basket. It is a 3-4 Pleasant Grove lead. Miles gets it. Lynn near the top of the key. Nice pass to Wisenhunt, who puts it under, up, and in. Parker Wisenhunt, the 6'3" senior, with all 5 points for the Wildcats here in this first quarter. Torion Phillips Jr. gets the pick and roll. Great pass there down low to Bricker, but he kicks it out. Phillips once again near the top of the key, and Bricker puts up a brick himself. The Wildcats do rebound, but he is fouled down low.
After the first quarter, Wildcats 5, Pleasant Grove 4, throwing it in for the Wildcats to be down the timeline.
So, second team foul committed by Pleasant Grove. Wildcats still lead, though, 5-4. Cole from downtown, no good. Miles gets the rebound, has a good opportunity for second chance points, but he can't put it in. Ooh, here's a great opportunity down low, but Cole swats it away. So if he couldn't come up big on one end, he did on the other. Great defensive play there by the 6-foot senior, Cole Theo. Wildcats still leading, but a 1-point margin, 5-4. Torian Phillips near midcourt. Has to get it to his man, Keaston King. King driving, and ooh, great job there by Branson Lynn down low to pick up a charge. So Keaston King called for the foul in the paint. So that is now the third team foul for Pleasant Grove. Parker Wisenhunt gets it to Branson Lynn, who gets it right back to Wisenhunt. Once again to the senior, Lynn. Ooh, but Theo tries to get it back to Lynn before turning it over. First shot attempt by the Hawks, no good. Second, also no good, but the third is good. What a great bucket there by the senior, Drew Glover, as he's got 4 of the 6 points for Pleasant Grove. Timeout called on the court, so we're going to take a timeout with him and be back here in just a moment. Why don't you give me 2? What makes you think that? Yeah, is the crowd mic a little too hot? Welcome back here to the main gym of Sulphur Springs High School. Here in the first quarter, your Wildcats trailing by 1, 6-5 to Pleasant Grove. The Hawks come to town, tied for third at 4-4 in 15-4A with LE. But the Wildcats haven't got a whole lot of shots to fall here, more than halfway through this first quarter. Wilkerson for 3, no good. Rebound goes straight to Torian Phillips. He's got a one-man to beat. His first shot, no good, though. From the top of the key, though, is Glover. His shot's also no good. Turner for the Wildcats gets the board. Wisenhunt quickly on the other end and tries to bounce it off Torian Phillips of PG, but no dice on that one. Wisenhunt turns it over. The Hawks getting it back, leading by 1, 6-5. Ooh, Wisenhunt. Nice job trying to beat the man on defense. But it will stay with the Hawks there. Trying to intercept the pass intended for Drew Glover. Wisenhunt, the last man to touch it, so it will stay with the Hawks. Wisenhunt almost gets a steal. Almost picks up another one, but it will be last touched by him. Justin Castillo, the junior. The last Hawk to touch it. But Castillo now 7 out. Phillips gets it to Bricker. Ooh, great patience there. But his shot's no good. However, Malachi Miles commits a foul. That'll be, he committed it against Jalen Bordley. Miles, though, picking up his first. It's just the second team foul for Sulphur Springs, though. Miles and Lynn both with 1 apiece. Hawks with it. Leading by 1, 6'5". Phillips guarded by Miles. Great job driving inside. On the switch, he gets Turner. His first shot's no good. And last touched by a Hawk, they'll say. Under 3 to go here in the first quarter. Your Wildcats still trailing by 1, 6-5. Whisenhunt tested by Torian Phillips. Miles to Turner. Ooh, great feed there to the big man. Cordrick Turner gets his first 2 points here in this one. Wildcats retake the lead, 7-6. Three-pointer, though, no good. Rebound by the Wildcats. Lynn, saying if he can't hurt the Hawks in transition. Turner tries to put it up himself, but he is fouled. He'll go to the line. So at the line is Turner now.
Shooting 2 is
Turner picked up 2 points on the last possession, and he picks up a quick third here at the line. We'll see if he can't make it 4 now. The senior made his letter official this past week. I guess this week on National Signing Day, signing with Wichita Baptist in Kansas. Arkansas. Ooh. What a great shot there. On offense for the Hawks was Torian Phillips Jr. and the 6'1" junior put up a great shot. And Whisenhunt puts up a shot but is fouled.
The foul is going to be Jalen Wardley, his first. The Hawks 5th. On the line, shooting 2 is Parker Whisenhunt for Sulphur Springs.
Whisenhunt at the line. Nails his first free throw. He now has 6. And we'll look to bump it up to 7. Wildcats retake the lead at 9-8. Whisenhunt. Second free throw is up, and it's good. Make it 8 for him. Sorry, 7 now for him. Wildcats lead by 2, 10-8. Whisenhunt swats it away. And, ooh, they'll say was last touched by him. A little too aggressive on that defensive pursuit. Hawks end up with it. And they'll look to at least tie it up here on this possession. Trailing by 2, 10-8, with less than a minute and a half to go here in this opening quarter. A low-scoring affair here early. Here's a 3. No good. 3 attempt, no good by Drew Glover. And last touched by a Hawk. So possession comes up empty for Pleasant Grove. Now the Wildcats. We'll see if they can't extend their lead a bit, leading by 2, 10-8. Some substitutions, though, for the Hawks, as number 10, Keyston King, comes back in. Whisenhunt driving it up to the top of the key, threading it in to Turner, who puts up a jumper. It's good. Beautiful, beautiful skyhook there from Cordrick Turner, the 6'7" senior, adding up to his point total. He's now got 5 here in the first quarter. 3-point attempt, no good by the Hawks. And the Wildcats get the rebound. Quickly moving down the court with less than a minute to go here in the first quarter is Branson Lynn. Beautiful jumper there. My goodness, the 6' senior with his first 2 points here in this game. Wildcats with their biggest lead of the night here at 6, 14-8. Whisenhunt trying to pick up a steal. But Torian Phillips Jr. shakes him. And shot is banked off the glass. No good. Whisenhunt gets it in transition. 20 seconds to go. Whisenhunt shot is up, and it's good. Parker Whisenhunt, a big reason why the Wildcats lead by 8 now, 16-8. And ooh, Theo McKelvey tries to block the shot. It's no good. While the Wildcats will likely have one last shot. Wilkerson to McKelvey. Here it is from 15 feet out, and McKelvey's shot is good as time expires on the first quarter. Your Wildcats head to the second, leading by 8, 18-10. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Wildcats basketball on KSST Radio. Perfect.
The Wildcats will have their final district game here next Tuesday against Pittsburgh.
Welcome back here to the main gym. We enter the second quarter as your Wildcats use some nice momentum heading into the second, now leading by 8, 18-10 over tied for third place, Pleasant Grove. They are tied with Liberty Ilo, and they are 4-4 in district play, but you would have known it from the start here as they give the Wildcats all they could handle for a couple of minutes. But now, Sulphur Springs leads by 8, 18-10. Ooh, and the first pass here in the second quarter is stolen away by Pleasant Grove. Torion Phillips trying to thread it in to number 10, Keyston King, but King couldn't get the handle on it as a Wildcat came to tip it away and out of bounds. Hawks keep it, still trailing by 8, 18-10. As the PA announced just moments ago, as fouls called on the court against the Wildcats. So it's on. Yep. Against Theo McKelvey. That's his third. At the line, though, is Jalen Bordley. He gets his first point at the line. 1 for 1. Now seeing if he can't make it 2 for 2. Pull that deficit back down to 6. And he does just that. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. Now Pleasant Grove trailing by 6, 18-12 here, about a half a minute into this second quarter. Wildcats have struggled to match intensity as they start to lean more towards a bench rotation here in the second quarter. That's been something of a recurring theme, but have to be expected. Your bench players are obviously not as good as your starters. That's why they are bench players. Ooh, and King tried to bounce it off Rollison, and it worked to his favor in that one. Bouncing off Rollison, and it'll stay with the Hawks. Jalen Bordley set to inbound it for PG. Coach Colvins and his team hoping to upset the Wildcats. They are 8-0 in district play, and if they win tonight, they'll be 9-0 with only one district game remaining coming up next Tuesday against winless Pittsburgh. So take care of business tonight, and as long as they don't have an absolutely freezing cold shooting night, they should potentially have themselves a district championship, and not only that, an undefeated district season. Lynn, though, working his way to the other end, and he puts it up, puts it in, and he will head to the line for an and-one play. So Branson Lynn trying to cash in on the and one. His free throw, though, is no good. So it'll stay at an 8-point lead, back where it was heading into the second. But now 20-12, so Mac Rollison picks up a personal. Hawks Trying to get some more going on offense. They need a good streak going here. Ooh, and batted away a couple of times by a Wildcat, only to fall back in the hands of a Hawk. And fans not liking that one, as Jalen Bordley will go to the line for 3 free throws. That's a second quick personal called against Mac Rollison. It also gives the Wildcats 5 personal fouls, 5 team fouls. Hawks still ahead a bit by 1 at 6-5. At the line is Jalen Bordley. He went 2 for 2 just moments ago and make that 3 for 3 now. He'll see if he can't bump it up to 4 for 4. And he is no good on that second one. So now 3 for 4 from the line. He does have another free throw coming up, fouled from behind the line, so he can at least go 4 for 5 if he can make this one. And he does just that. 4 for 5 from the free throw line, and now a 6-point deficit for the Hawks. 20-14 they trail. Your Wildcats looking to keep up their momentum since the late first quarter. They've led by 6 to 8 points. And ooh, great feed to McKelvey. His shot though, no good on the right side. Torion Phillips for the Hawks running the point and quickly getting past midcourt. Bordley on the right side for PG. To Glover. Running baseline shot is no good though for the Hawk. The senior with 4 points here up to this point. Shot from Mac Rollison is a tough one. Highly contested, and he can't get it over the Hawk. However, he will go to the line as he was fouled by Jalen Bordley. Rollison's free throw off the mark, no good. Second free throw for the 5'10" sophomore coming up. And that one is good. So he does go 1 for 2 from the line. Now a 7-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 21-14. About 5.5 to go here in this first half. Sulphur Springs hoping to get some good stops, put up some shots on offense, and maybe, just maybe, leave tonight 9-0. Foul called though on Whitson on defense. He's been trying to poke the ball loose all night long, and that time, call went against him. That is his first personal. 16 fouls for Sulphur Springs. Whisenhunt back on his man Phillips, and from deep downtown, no good. Turner all alone picking up that rebound. Great feed to Miles. Even better feed to Whisenhunt on the left side from downtown. Whisenhunt shot no good. Phillips once again very quick in transition, puts it up and easily lays it in. So now, down to a 5-point deficit for the Hawks. PG trails 21-16, and just as I said that, Lynn trying to pass it to Parker Whisenhunt in front of the Hawk bench, and some miscommunication there as it sailed past Whisenhunt, and a turnover for the Wildcats. Phillips for the Hawks, running the point before he hands it off to Glover, and driving inside. His shot's no good, but he will go to the line for 2 shots. So that's called against Branson Lynn. I believe that's his second. both teams now have committed 7 personal fouls.
I credit the officials.
At the line is Glover. First free throw, no good. Second free throw coming up here. And that is good. All the way down to a 4-point deficit for the Hawks. 21-17. They are going away here. Miles tries to feed it to Cole, but overshoots his man. Branson Lynn now gets it. Cole gets it right back, and his jumper no good. Turner trying to bounce it to a Wildcat, but he comes up empty. On the other end is Phillips. Lays it up. No good. Miles gets the rebound, and once again in transition are the Wildcats. Wisenhunt tries to float it up. No good. Turner gets the rebound, puts it up, and puts it in. My goodness. What a sequence of events there. Maui Wowie, a 6-point lead for Sulphur Springs now. 23-17, under 4 to go here in this first half from deep downtown. Oh my goodness. That was practically from Canada. That was so deep, and Cole almost turns it over. But doing a nice job there, the senior did, of bouncing it off Jalen Boardley, my apologies. And so last technically touched by him. Wildcats keep it. Wildcats leading by 6 here in the second quarter, 23-17. Wisenhunt trying to thread it to Cordrick Turner, but Turner can't come up with it. Oh, but Miles pokes it away, steals it. Turner down low in the paint to Miles, lays it up, banks it off the glass, and puts it in. The 6'2" senior Malachi Miles with his first 2 points here in the second quarter. Wildcats back up by 8, 25-17. Boy, this has been a fun one. That's a deep 3, but Torian Phillips Jr. shot no good. Wisenhunt racing to the other end, puts it up, and puts it in. And that will be grounds for a timeout by Coach Colvins. We're going to take a timeout with them. Your Wildcats leading by 10, 27-17. We'll be right back. Uno. Welcome back. It's been a while. And Wildcats basketball here have gotten their biggest lead of the night at 10 points, 27-17 over Pleasant Grove. A tight, low-scoring affair through the first, 13 minutes of action. Just 2:54 left to go in this first half. And it took really until the last couple of minutes for either team to start really to get some momentum, start to create some distance between the other. Sulphur Springs got a couple of nice points in transition from, you guessed it, Parker Wisenhunt, and now leading by 10, 27-17. Ooh, great steal there from Cole Theophilidis. Just jumping in front of the passing lane and ripping it away. Branson Lynn driving, and I don't know what he was trying to see there. He had 2 seniors in the paint and tried to thread the needle to someone. Theophilidis gets a rebound on defense. Wisenhunt driving, tries to put up a tough shot, but he is fouled hard. The shot's no good, but he will go to the line. So fouls called against Ben Bricker. And that is the second personal foul for the senior. Wisenhunt at the line. He's got 11 points up to this point. First free throw is good from the 6'3" senior. $12 points for Wisenhunt, and it'll stay at 12 as his second free throw has a rim around and comes out. So 11 points to lead now, 28-17 for Sulphur Springs. They are about 6 quarters away from a perfect district season. Looking to close off the win here tonight versus Pleasant Grove. They still have, again, another half to go, but they can continue operating like they have been here in the last couple minutes. Wisenhunt's 3 no good. And then they stand a very good chance of having a perfect, undefeated district season. Lynn gets it from around the arc to Wisenhunt, all alone for 3. Boom! Parker Wisenhunt from downtown, his second made 3 here on the night. And on the other end, quickly, is Keyston King. He tries to fight for it on the subsequent throw-in, but last touched by him. So it is a 12-point lead now, the largest here on the night for either squad. Sulphur Springs leads 31-19. Just about a minute to go here in this first half. Wildcats are also hoping to win here over Pleasant Grove, which would also give them the season sweep over the Hawks. Great pass there to Cordrick Turner by Cole Theophilides. And we got some whistle on the court. So now under a minute to go here in the first half. The Wildcats using a lot of good momentum here as the the first half comes to a close, leading by 14, their largest lead, 33-19. And ooh, what a great job there on defense from Cole Theo. And that'll be the first personal against Justin Castile. So we've got a timeout called on the court, what I believe will be the last here of this first half. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion of this first half is coming right up. One. Just about 38.5 seconds left to go here in this first half. Your Wildcats leading by 14, their largest lead of the night at 33-19. Sulphur Springs about 6 quarters away from a perfect undefeated district season. They are 8-0. And again, leading by 14. Here's a 3 from Sulphur Springs. No good. Turner gets the rebound, though. Tries to find a Wildcat. Almost ripped away by a Hawk. He will, and it will eventually be a turnover. No, they'll say it was a foul. They'll call it against Ben Bricker. That's his third. And 2, and has just about as many possessions. Definitely not what you want from one of your seniors, and a big contributor on both ends. But at the line is Turner. He has 9 points up to this point. No good. Bounces off the back of the rim. .6 seconds left. Turner's second free throw is good, so he's now in double figures. But a 15-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 34-19. 15 seconds left to go. Sulphur Springs looking to get a strong finish here to this first half. And the shot, no good. And looks like Cole Theo might have had his foot stepped on. He waves off the troops, but looks like he'll come out. Love to see that from your upperclassmen playing through the pain, but not to the detriment of your team. Wisenhunt puts up a deep 3. Oh, in and out, no good. This gym would have erupted. But his 3 was no good, so we'll go to the half with your Wildcats leading by 15, 34-19. We'll be back after some messages from our sponsors. Give me 1 sec. Why don't you give me 3 spots? Welcome back here to the Sulphur Springs High School main gym. You're listening to KSST Radio, or you're watching on YouTube to KSST Radio, the official Wildcat and Ladycat station, as we bring you Wildcats basketball and one of their final regular season contests. They are playing Pleasant Grove here tonight on Friday, February 10th. On Monday, they host Bullard, and Tuesday, they host Pittsburgh for their senior night, their final regular season contest. I imagine playoffs will begin the following Tuesday, but either way, it's been a really fun time covering Wildcat and Ladycats basketball this year, and I can't believe it's already playoff time. I mean, it really kind of flies by, especially with Christmas. But Wildcats basketball here leading Pleasant Grove by 15, 34-19. It was pretty tight through the first quarter, but Sulphur Springs eventually started to kind of find some momentum, started to increase their lead. It got up to 8 as we went to the second, leading 18-10. But then in the second quarter, it just kept ballooning and ballooning and ballooning, and now leading by 15 at the half, 34-19. So great job to the Wildcats for creating some distance between themselves and arguably the second best team in the district in the Pleasant Grove Hawks. They are 4-4, tied for third entering tonight, and they are tied with Liberty Ilo. Team Sulphur Springs beat not too long ago. In fact, the Wildcats have already swept Paris, Liberty Ilo, and North Lamar, and look to be on their way to picking up a 4th sweep this season. And picking up a 5th on Tuesday would be against Pittsburgh. Again, they stand a very good chance, a very likely chance of doing so, as Pittsburgh enters tonight winless at 0-8. But let's talk about scoring real quick. So 2 Wildcats in double figures. You can probably guess. It's Parker Wisenhunt and Cordra Turner. Wisenhunt leading the way with 15. Turner not too far behind him at 10. And then the rest of the way, Wildcats in single digits. Branson Lynn with 4. I sure will see a lot more scoring from him as the game progresses. Theo McKelvey and Malachi Miles both with a field goal apiece. And Mac Rollison made a free throw in the second. So most Wildcats who have entered the game have scored. In fact, the only ones who haven't are Cole Theo and DJ Wilkerson. But again, I'm sure we'll be seeing them again later. On Pleasant Grove, it's been a bit more one-sided, but they've got a lot of depth to work with. But Sulphur Springs leading by 15, 34-19. I'm going to take one last quick break, and then I'm going to talk about other sports being played here in Sulphur Springs and talk about what's next. We'll be back.
Number 12. Who's number 12?
Mac Rollison.
Mac what?
Rollison.
Mac Rollison.
Why don't you give me 2? Lovely. Welcome back here to the main gym of Sulphur Springs High School. You're listening to KSST Radio as we bring you Wildcats basketball, who lead at the half against Pleasant Grove 34-19. I've been talking plenty about this game, but I want to talk about other sports being played here in town, and there's a whole lot of them here in the month of February. Let's see. So obviously we're covering Wildcats basketball here tonight. I mentioned earlier in the game, both in the pregame and early in the first quarter, that Lady Cats basketball are back in the playoffs for the first time in 2 seasons since Coach Brittany Tisdale was here in town. The Lady Cats clinched a playoff berth a couple of weeks ago, but still had to determine where they would fall seeding-wise, and they ended up falling down to 4 due to tiebreakers. Don't ask me why. It's like trying to find out UIL rules is like trying to decipher hieroglyphics. It's a fool's errand. But anyway, so Lady Cats fell down to 4th place according to seeding, and they have to play 16 4A champ Van. That's on Monday in Grand Saline at 6 p.m. KSST Radio will be there broadcasting the game, but it will be over the radio. No video, I'm afraid. And then that's basketball. Soccer, also locked into district play. Wildcats soccer tonight hosting Mount Pleasant Chapel Hill. Lady Cats are off tonight. Wildcat soccer won versus Paris last night. That was at the Prim, and they won in PKs 3-2. So a big, big win as Paris came in 2-0. Same with the Wildcats, and ended up as the victors. So they are the lone undefeated team, and Coach Alexi Upton said it. I mean, that third game may just be for the district because, you know, as long as the Sulphur Springs and Paris takes care of business in all of their other district games, which I expect them to, then the winner of that Sulphur Springs Paris game could come home with a district title. So congratulations to the Wildcats on winning their second penalty kick win. And like I said, the Lady Cats were off today, and they're back in action Tuesday, back at the Prim when they host Pittsburgh. That'll be a fun one. Powerlifting. Both powerlifting teams are in Mount Pleasant tomorrow morning. That's an early start at 9 a.m. Wildcat tennis was in Corsicana this morning. I'll be talking with Coach Tony Martinez on Wednesday about how that went. And what am I missing? Lady Cats Golf has their season opener this coming Monday. And I think that's all of the teams. Oh, yes, and baseball and softball both start their seasons this week. So busy, busy time, and just in time as we are T-minus 10 seconds on the halftime clock as both teams make their way out of the locker rooms. I'm going to take one quick break and be back here in just a moment for the third quarter coming right up. All right, just give me one. Yeah. You mind reader, you. Get out of my head. Welcome back here to the main gym of Sulphur Springs High School. Your Wildcats leading in a big way by 15, 34-19, heading into the third quarter. Wildcats basketball, they can continue doing what they're doing here that they did in the first 2 quarters. They will be well on their way to their 9th district win in 9 games. Yes, that's right, folks. They win here tonight and win on senior night on Tuesday, which again, they stand a very good chance of doing so against 0-8 Pittsburgh. First shot coming out of the locker room is hit by Pleasant Grove, though, on a beautiful 3 from Keyston King. Miles gets a great feed down low, but it's swatted away. Cole tries to get another shot, and it's swatted away again. Oh, my goodness. Cole Theo's shot getting rejected not once but twice. Wildcats do keep it and trying to thread it in to Cordrick Turner, but last swatted away by a Hawk. PG. Sent it out of bounds on the baseline. Wizenut prepped and ready to inbound it again. Wizenut. Oh, beautiful pass to Miles, but he just couldn't put the floater in, and now, whoa, Wizenut wrestling for the ball, and somehow we get a jump ball. I didn't quite see that one, but hey, I'll take it. Coltheo gets the inbound pass. Len seeing if he can get the first points for the Wildcats here in the second half. Miles gets the feed, gets a great look, puts it under and over and in. The senior now with 4 points here in this one. Oh, and Miles intercepts the pass. He's got one man to beat. It's Torion Phillips, and he puts it up and puts it in. 4 quick points for Malachi Miles. He now has 6. Wildcats, again with their biggest lead of the night, now at 16, 38-22. Ben Bricker tries to steal it from Wizenut, but Bricker will be called for the charge. And that is his 4th. .634 left in the third, and that's not what you want from one of your main players. One of your starting 5 is for him to be on foul watch. Just one more, and he will be out of tonight's game. We've got some Ryan action here in the third quarter. Coltheo inbounds it for the Wildcats. Lynn gets it, starts driving, floaters up, it's no good. Miles, it goes straight to the ball, and he looks for options before settling on Wizenut. Great no-look pass to Coltheo, and he gets his first points here in this one. Wizenut picks up another assist. Coltheo now with 2 points, and the Wildcats, again, keep extending their lead, now ballooning to 18, the largest lead of the night yet again, now 40-22. Keaston King gets a good look. His look, though, is no good. Lynn gets it. Ooh, and Turner has to spin around, but Malachi Miles does end up with it. Wizenut driving inside, no good. Turner's shot on the second effort, also no good. Miles, though, steals it away to Wizenut, all alone, lays it up and puts it in. Parker Wizenut gets his first 2 points here in this third quarter. He now has 17. By far and away the leading scorer here tonight. Next closest player is Turner with 10, and after that is Torion Phillips Jr. with 6. That's a Hawk. So Turner trying to beat his man. Ooh. Jalen Bordley, and Wizenut gets it to Turner. Oh, but he is fouled. We had a great alley-oop opportunity, but foul caught on the court before he could get an opportunity to finish it. Wizenut inbounding it for the Wildcats. Sulphur Springs has near double the score of the Hawks. Here's a 3. No good. Ooh, Turner can't get the rebound. Bounces straight to Drew Glover. Bordley feeds it to Phillips. Top of the key. Keaston King now with it. King feeds it to Phillips. 4 minutes to go here in this third quarter. About halfway through, your Wildcats have extended their lead in a big way, now leading by 20, 42-22. And tipped out of bounds by Turner. Keaston King looking for a man near the paint. but deflected out of bounds by Turner. Hawks
Gotta get it in.
looking for a man, but Coach Colvins of the Hawks has to call a timeout to avoid a turnover. So we're going to take a quick one with them and be back here in just a moment. Two, please. Welcome back here to the main gym of Sulphur Springs High School. Your Wildcats have gone in an 8-3 run here in this third quarter, ballooning their lead to 42-22 as the Wildcats hope to win their 9th district game in as many games. So Sulphur Springs well on their way to a 9-0 start to their district season, and with 0-8 Pittsburgh, likely 0-9 Pittsburgh coming to town. Whizzing on a fast break, tries to get it right back to Turner, but they turn it over. But again, 0-8 and what will be 0-9 Pittsburgh. Some talk between the refs. And it'll stay with the Wildcats. Wizenheim gets to Miles, top of the key, to Turner, spin move, and puts it in. Cordrick Turner with 12 now here in this one. And Sulphur Springs officially has doubled the point total of Pleasant Grove, 44-22. Ooh, swatted down by Turner. Hawks will keep it though. Nice inbound pass to King, and puts it up and puts it in. He's got 7 now for PG. Lynn driving. Wilkerson, nice feed to Turner, lays it up, puts it in, and is fouled. His shot is good. And now the senior heads to the line. He's got 14 now. Let's see if he can bump it up to 15. He trails just Parker Wizenut, as Turner now has 15 with a good field free throw, and Wizenut has 17, so just a field goal ahead. 23 points the lead now, 47-24. Your Wildcats on their way to another impressive blowout win. This would be the 5th straight 20-plus point win. So the Wildcats have not only been winning, but they have been winning in crushing fashion, just blowing by the competition. The 3, though, by PG, no good. Caston King, at least for a moment, was able to steal it away, but he swatted it out, so the Wildcats will inbound it like they were originally set to. Lynn, ooh, beautiful drive inside. And can't get a shot to go, but he does go to the line.
And that ball was also, I think, unassisted. The Texarkana Gastroenterology Consultants.
2 free throws coming up for the senior, Branson Lynn. He's got 4 points, a field goal in both the first and second quarter. He drills his first free throw. And going to see now if he can't push it up to 6. The senior drills it. Nothing but net on both free throws. The 6-foot senior, Branson Lynn, now with 6 points here in this one. Torion Phillips and Coach Colvins for PG will call a timeout, so we're going to take a timeout with them. 2:19 left to go here in the third year. Wildcats leading in a big way, 49-24. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Wildcats basketball on KSST Radio. One. Good evening. Welcome back to Wildcats basketball here on KSST Radio. I'm Sports Director Ross Levinsky, and thanks so much everyone for joining us here on KSST Radio. Joining me is our videographer Matt Jansen, and of course our station's manager James Terry. And it's been a real fun thrill all season long, covering not only Wildcat football to start out the year, Lady Cat volleyball as well, but now both basketball teams, as district season has just about come and gone for both schools. Or for both squads, my apologies. Women's basketball, as I've been mentioning, they already wrapped up their district season this past Tuesday with senior night, falling to undefeated North Lamar, who they went 10-0 through district play, clinched a number 1 seed, well, weeks ago, up 4 games on the competition. But the Lady Cats play Monday in Grand Saline versus the Van Lady Vandals. That's a 6 p.m. tip-off in Grand Saline. And we'll be there broadcasting that game. We will not be, however, live streaming Monday's by district game. Turner doing a good job of leading his man, but can't lead him for too long as Thea McKelvey has to get the ball. Lynn to Mack for 3, off the front of the billboard, no good. Turner gets the rebound, puts it up, and puts it in. Cordrick Turner now continues to have an impressive third quarter. He already has a, beautiful shot there. So Torion Phillips with a chance at a 3-point play. He put the layup in. He was fouled and has the option, has a chance for an and 1. So Turner will sub out. Gavin White comes in. And Phillips cashes in on the 3-point opportunity and does just that. Puts the shot in and the free throw. 3-point play. McKelvey, though, puts up a 3 of his own. No good. And tipped around. The Hawks will stay with it on a great save from a PG player. And the floater, no good. Wilkerson tries to get the rebound, but he will be the last to touch it. Hawks will stay with it.
They'll throw it into the left of the basket on the back line.
So 2 Wildcats now with 17 points. Parker Wisenhunt has had 17 since the early third quarter, but now Turner with 7 points here in this third. A big reason why the lead has ballooned even further. Another turnover for the Hawks. Here goes Mac Rollison to Lynn. Right back to Mac. Spin move. To Lynn. Puts it up. No good. That would have been something. The whole gym was about to get on their feet for an exciting play like that. But on the other end is Phillips. Lays it up and puts it in. Another nice shot there as the 6'1" junior continues to be the sole catalyst in a, I suppose, subpar game here tonight for the Hawks. McKelvey driving, lays it up, no good. Rollison fights for the rebound, but no, it'll end up with the Hawk, and all alone is Jalen Bordley, and takes some time to get to the net, but he does put it up and put it in. And what a nice little run here for the Hawks as they now trail by 20, just about heading into the fourth quarter. Sulphur Springs leads 51-31. Lynn to McKelvey, thinks about chucking up a 3, and Lynn goes to fight for the ball, but it'll be called a backcourt violation. So 1.1 second left to go here in the third. Hawks will throw it in under their own basket. Set to inbound it is Drew Glover. And ooh, beautiful spot. Beautiful shot to Brett Spivey. And he could not come down with it. So it will head to the fourth quarter with your Wildcats leading by 20, 51-31. We'll be right back. Beautiful. Welcome back here to the main gym. We head to the fourth quarter with your Wildcats leading by 20, 51-31. An impressive last two quarters for your Sulphur Springs Wildcats as the men's basketball team looks to wrap up a perfect district season. They still have another game Tuesday, but well on their way to a 9-0 start with only one game left. Leading by 20, 51-31, heading into the fourth quarter here. Senior night is Tuesday when Pittsburgh comes to town. Three from Pleasant Grove, no good. Tries to chuck it up, and Bordley will go to the line to shoot two as he was fouled on the shot by Gavin White. So the 6'4" senior picks up his first personal after subbing in for Cordrick Turner. And Bordley's shot is no good. Second free throw coming up. Second free throw on the way, and that one's good. So first point scored here in this fourth quarter is by Jalen Bordley. On offense, on the point now is Mac Rollison. Nice job making his man miss and gets a jumper to go, but he can't get it to go. My apologies. So the Hawks now quickly in transition, and ooh, bouncing off a man, but Gavin White, even though he was the man bounced off of, he does get the rebound, and Rollison has to bounce it off his man, Torion Phillips. So, Wisenhunt taking across midcourt. Wilkerson. Good feed to McKelvey. Tries a no-look pass to White. Sky hook, no good. Wilkerson gets the rebound that comes straight to him. And Wisenhunt is fouled. That'll be called against Nick Jefferson. Ooh, and White tries to put up a tough shot. It definitely did not go, I can tell you that much, but he is fouled. So he will go to the line. First free throw, no good. White nails his second free throw, so he picks up his first point here in this game. Comes in the fourth quarter. Both teams with a free throw apiece in this final quarter of action. About a minute and a half into this fourth quarter. Your Wildcats leading by 20 again, 52-32. And Gavin White just rips it away from his man, Torion Phillips Jr.
No foul. They say he stepped on the back line. Hawks
Glover throws it into Jefferson, and great feed to Bordley, but he can't get his shot to go. He gets a second chance, but that is blocked by, it looks like, Mac Rollison and Gavin White. It looks like we may have seen the last of the starters here in this one. Was not the lone starter to still be in for Sulphur Springs. You've got Theo McKelvey, Mac Rollison, Gavin White, and DJ Wilkerson. So all bench players are all reserve players. Well, bench players and a reserve player in Gavin White. Around the point, though, is Phillips. His pass to Glover for a three was no good. Pleasant Grove still with 6 minutes left. It's all but wrapped up, and they had a really good opportunity in transition on a fast break opportunity, but just too far ahead of its intended target, Keyston King, and they turn it over. Now less than 6 minutes left to go. Your Wildcats still leading by 20, 52-32. Miles tries to pass it to another Wildcat, but it was tipped out by a Hawk. PG still playing aggressive D. Great rip away there by Malachi Miles to keep it. Theo McKelvey tries to bounce it off a Hawk, but instead it was kicked by Nick Jefferson of PG. Wilkerson inbounded to McKelvey, to Miles, and he almost loses it twice, but he does feed it to Mac Rollison. Spin move, pullets it up and lays it in. Mac Rollison now with 3 points and a field goal here in the fourth, and great shot. Torion Phillips puts it up, puts it in, and goes to the line. So that one's called against Theo McKelvey. At the line for the and one is Torion Phillips, and he drills it. 14 points now for the 6'1" senior. 19 points the deficit now for PG. 54-35. And risky shot, or risky pass, from Malachi Miles to Gavin White. And of course it is turned over, and White picks up a foul. That's his second personal. Hawks now with it. Phillips gets the inbound pass. Great feed to Glover. His three, though, no good. McKelvey racing it back to the other side for the Wildcats. Now to Rollison. And feed to White for three. Bounces out but falls in. Gavin White now with 4 points, all here in this fourth quarter. Wildcats back up by 22, 57-35. So White defending the Hawk who gets the inbound pass. That's Jalen Bordley. He bounces it off White, and the Hawks still keep it. They inbound it yet again. And Torion Phillips has it ripped away. Mac Rolson, the Wildcat, to end up with it. He feeds it to McKelvey. Thinks about putting up a three instead. Defers to Wilkerson. Once again to McKelvey. Ooh, great feed to Rolson. Oh, but he can't get his floater to go. And instead, Rolson on defense fouls his man. That's his third. So now here in the bonus is Pleasant Grove, so they go to the line.
4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Sulphur Springs boys varsity basketball. Sulphur Springs 57.
At the line is Drew Glover. Drills it.
Drew Glover is moving on the other side of the goal.
That's 5 now for him. The 6'1" senior going to look to bump it up to 6 and does just that. Now a 20-point deficit for PG, 57-37. So each time the Wildcats blow, the Hawks strike right back. White though, here's for 3. No good. Off the far side of the rim. Ooh, great feed to Glover, and that's up and it's in. He's got 8 now, half of which have all come in this fourth quarter. 18 points the deficit. And whistle called. So that was called on Nick Jefferson. So interesting call there. Don't know where they got that idea. I was for certain that was going to be, if called on anyone, against Sulphur Springs. But Miles at the line. Can't get his free throw to go. Hawks rebound. Ooh, Rollison ends up with a ball that's swatted away by another Wildcat, and looks like a Hawk committed a foul. So McKelvey at the line now. His team leads by 18, 57-39 with 3:18 left to go in this district contest. McKelvey drills the first one. He's got a second one now.
Makes the front end of the 1-1.
Now, seeing if he can make it a perfect 2 for 2. And does just that. 4 points now for number 4, Theo McKelvey, the 6'5" sophomore. Continuing to be a valuable addition to this team. Malachi Miles ends up with a steal, puts it up, floats it up, and puts it in. Malachi Miles with 8 points here, 6 of which have come down here in the stretch. Wildcats leading by 22, 61-39. Torion Phillips trying to drive it, but he can't get it over McKelvey. However, McKelvey does pick up the personal. That is a third personal for the 6'5" sophomore. Phillips is at the line. Drills the first free throw. Set for his second. And drills his second. Very good from the line is the 6'1" junior, number 0, Torion Phillips. Rollison feeds it to McKelvey. Dribbles to Miles, to Rollison, to White. Here's another 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rollison gets it though. McKelvey waits for his shot and puts it up and in. 6 points now for the sophomore. Wildcats leading by 22, 63-41. Just over 2 minutes to go. Phillips can't get his three to go, though. Wilkerson gets the rebound that goes straight to him. Wilkerson feeds to McKelvey now, driving into the paint. Can't get a shot to go. Floater, no good from the sophomore. Wildcats. Ooh, great shot there on the other side by Keyston King. So he can get the shot to go. He does head to the line. Hard to tell who that foul was called against, though, on the Wildcats. But Keyston King at the line, hoping to complete the and one opportunity, and can't get it to go. Nice rebound opportunity for Torion Phillips, but Rollison ends up with it. Right back to Rollison. And it looks like we'll be playing a little bit of keep away here with these last few possessions for the Wildcats, leading by 20, 63-43. Instead, Rollison takes it himself and floats it up and in. 5 points now for the sophomore. Less than 90 seconds left to go here in this one. Your Wildcats on their way to a 5th straight 20-plus point victory, just continuing to not only win, but just pile it on all these district teams. I mean, Sulphur Springs is just, I hate to say it, but they've kind of cruised to a district title this year. Wilkerson gets the feed. McKelvey hesitates. Decides against the three-point shot with under a minute to go. Wildcats leading in a big way. But here's a three from Rollison, and he drills it. Mac Rollison just putting it on the Hawks here. He now has 8 points. Yes, 8 points, 7 of which have come here in this fourth quarter. And Rollison ends up with a steal to McKelvey and slams it down. Theo McKelvey puts an exclamation point here on this one. Wildcats leading by 27, 70-43. Phillips on the other end, can't get a shot to go. Miles gets the rebound that comes straight to him off the front of the rim, and that should just about do it for this one. Yes, it will. Wildcat fans getting on their feet and starting to clap for their team, as the men's basketball team has now won 9 straight district games, and they are just 1 game away from a perfect 10-0 district season. What a time it's been for Sulphur Springs here this year, and what a win here over the Hawks, who never went away in this one and played like a strong number 3 team here in 15-4A. Sulphur Springs wins 70-40, but we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors as I tally up points and we talk about what's next, or at least what's coming next week. We'll be right back. Perfect. Welcome back here to the main gym of Sulphur Springs High School. You're listening or watching KSST Radio proud and official Wildcat and Lady Cat sponsor here in town. And it's been a fun one this season watching Wildcats basketball as they have just been cruising to a district title here. I mean, not only did they clinch their district title weeks ago, but they now have 5 straight 20-plus point victories, including tonight here over Pleasant Grove, winning big by 27, 70-43 in their second to last. Sorry, I keep saying that. In their third to last regular season game, they host Bullard on Monday and have senior night Tuesday hosting Pittsburgh. We'll be doing that Tuesday game hosting Pittsburgh, but before then, we'll be doing Lady Cats basketball on Monday as they are in Grand Saline taking on the Van Lady Vandals in the bi-district round of playoffs. So that'll be a very exciting and entertaining matchup between those two schools in the opening round of playoff. Again, that's on Monday at 6 p.m. in Grand Saline. We will not be live streaming that game. However, we will be broadcasting that game over the radio. Let's talk about point totals here in this win over Pleasant Grove for the men's basketball team. So 2 Wildcats led the way, both with 17. Cordrick Turner and Parker Wisenhunt, again, both with 17 apiece. 3 Wildcats with 8. Mac Rollison, Malachi Miles, and Theo McKelvey, all with 8. After that, Branson Lynn with 6 all through the first 3 quarters. And then Gavin White and Cole Theo with 4 and 2 respectively. So Sulphur Springs, your men's basketball team, are now 27-7 on the season, including a perfect 9-0 in district play, and will have a chance to not only wrap up their regular season on Tuesday, but a chance to finish off a perfect 10-0 district season. That game hosting Pittsburgh on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., and yes, we will be live streaming that game, but we will also be broadcasting the Lady Cats basketball game on Monday, but not live streaming. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in here, whether it's listening in over the radio, KSST 1230 AM, or watching on YouTube. We appreciate it. With your play-by-play, I'm Ross Lubinsky. Doing video for us has been Matt Jansen, and back at the station making everything you hear possible is James Terry. Back to you, James.